Yeah, it's kind of low with the phone. Lower and far. But here we are.
Here we are.
Should I turn this off?
Oh, hold on one second.
Oh, it turned off. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conversations Overheard.
Welcome back, people.
Welcome back.
The number one bookcast for the
Welcome
50 and
back.
above.
Welcome back.
Okay. Thank you, baby.
Hello, everybody. So tonight,
Yes. Something that we can all probably have some real input because we probably had a breakup at some point in time, right? We all dated again.
Mhm.
So that's what we're talking about. When is too soon, or when should you re-enter the dating world after a breakup?
yeah, we're talking about just healing. And so, I had coffee with an old friend the other day, like maybe 2 weeks ago, and we were talking about healing. And I said, no one is completely 100% healed. And he was like, I really never thought about that because he's divorced and he's jumping back into dating. He was like, I've never really thought about that because he was back on this healing thing. I was like, no, you're never going to be 100% healed. No one is. It's just not a thing.
I agree with that.
So, yeah, and so did he. But I think, so to me, after my divorce, well, first of all, I'm probably not a good example of this. I'll just say after healing, what healing looks like to me is self-regulation and recognizing patterns and looking at, okay, who was I when I made these decisions? Am I the same person? And not feeling like you need to jump into a relationship. Like I look at someone have to have a man. They just have to have a significant other. They just are never alone. And it just has to be someone in their life. And it's just, to me, that person is not healed. It's like, why can you not be alone for a length of time? Why do you have to have someone? Now, I'm not saying that having someone is bad, because it definitely isn't. Back from Noah's Ark, we were made to have a companion, and no one wants to die alone. But I think at certain times in your life, it's important to pull back and reflect. What made you, after a breakup, like what made you make these decisions that you made um, in this relationship that you deemed not really good for you?
Okay.
So,
I can see that. I think for me it's a little bit different. When I think about healing, I really think about like introspective views and taking accountability for my part in things, not just passing the blame because that's real easy to do. And really taking ownership for them, and probably even more so setting I'm not making the same mistakes. I can protect myself from whatever it was that.
that sounds like what I just said.
Well, you said self-regulation. I'm saying that it's, for me, it's more
And
accountability.
And looking at who you were that made you make those decisions.
I don't know if looking at it, I don't look at it like who I was because I feel like I'm the same person. I just feel like, I made mistakes, and whatever those mistakes were, I want to take ownership for them. If I inflicted pain on him, if I was really the catalyst, you know what I mean? If I was overwhelming or overbearing or over whatever, I just want to be able to say, this is my part in it, because I can't control what the next relationship is going to end up like. I can only control what I am contributing to it and what I will accept from it. So I can't control what that person is going to do in the relationship. I can hope and pray, but I want to be in control of me, how I respond to things, how, if I'm going from 0 to 5 or 5 to 10, and is it going to be in 10 seconds or 30 minutes? I want to be, knowledgeable about my actions, my reactions, and just not make the same mistakes twice.
And that's what healing looks like to you.
For me, yeah,
Mhm.
just for me. But honestly, I can't say that I think that there should be like a set time or anything like
No,
that.
I agree with that. There's
Because
no set time.
Gary says it all the time. We have more years behind us than we have in front of us. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to spend, the next 3 years in therapy trying to get over a heartbreak. You know what I mean?
Deep introspection.
Right. I don't know if I have all that time.
Okay, yeah, that's enough.
Right.
That's enough.
I may have to get an
reflection.
expedited version of this healing process, but yeah.
Well, I'll say this. I feel like you said you're the same person. I'm not the same person. I'm changing. I'm evolving all the time. And when I when I divorced, I evolved, and with each person, I take a little piece. That you learn, you learn, you love, and you. I take a little piece of that person with me, and now maybe that's what you mean by soul ties, even if you're not intimate or sexually intimate. I feel like I learn from people, and sometimes I can meet someone and I will know, okay, this is not what I want in the next relationship. And like I know I was a different person from when I got divorced until now. So I have definitely evolved. So anyone who met and dated me right after my divorce, I'm not that same person.
Both of you all talked about healing a lot. And what if my healing is, we all know the age old saying that the way to get over somebody is to get on top of somebody else.
Or get under.
Or get under. That's what
Right.
they say.
We don't say that,
I'm a
right?
top.
For
I'm
women.
not a bottom.
For women.
I am a top. Okay?
I'm just saying, yeah.
So, so within that, what if that is part of my healing is to make sure that, man, that other thing is over, or to pursue new things or whatever. Maybe that's part of my healing.
I, you mean like just to move on?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I think that's probably a fantasy. Like it's make believe. But if that's going to help you, go for it. But let the person know that you are entering into something new. That hey, I just got out of something. I years and years ago, when my kids were little, my ex told me this, and this always stuck with me. He said, anybody that would get into a relationship with someone who just broke up with someone, especially a long-term relationship, like, shame on them. But they're the ones playing Russian roulette. Anytime you're getting involved with someone who is just fresh off the cusp of, yeah, I just got divorced, or yeah, I just broke up with my 10-year relationship girlfriend, or
Yeah.
you
I would never.
90% of the
I would
time
never.
90% of the time that person will or is very likely to go back, because you haven't, it could in their mind be like, okay, I'm gonna just take a little
Because
break.
even if they don't,
It could be
go
an
back,
argument.
They probably want to. They've been thinking about it, or
One one of the people
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
have, and someone's still going to be trying. So you're playing with fire. But
Yeah.
that was something he said. Like anybody who's doing that,
yeah.
if they get hurt, they get hurt. They were playing with matches, basically. So,
It's true. I believe that too.
but the reason why I brought that up is if that is part of your healing, then you need to be honest though with the person and let them make
Absolutely.
the decision of if I want to play with fire.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, a lot of times you have, what I refer to as transitional relationships. So it's, man, this is where I am. This is what happened. I'm not really trying to do anything serious, but, man, you just look like you're fun, and I hope to be fun. So
You look like you're fun.
you are built for fun. Look at you. Oh, my God. You look like you are fun.
Oh my goodness.
Made for the playground.
Hey, body built for sin. I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it.
Do you think that's a bit selfish? I know that's a different topic, but I mean, like, saying this is a part of my healing, this is a part of how I'm getting past, the hump, how I'm moving forward.
It's very
I don't think that it's the best possible way, but it's a possible scenario, and that might be at a point in time all I have to offer.
Okay, but suppose that, but you said you would be honest with them, you
Mhm.
know, but I do recognize that some women will listen to a man say,
People,
this is where I am, I'm not
people,
interested in long term, or blah, blah, blah. You see,
people will do that.
okay, well, and then they'll listen to that, and then embark into this
We
relationship,
we all
And they
go
forget.
into.
and then
I
and
think
then
that
try to
we've.
change his mind.
I think that we've all gone into a bad situation and said, you know, I can repair it, I can rebuild it, I can replace it, I can fix it up. I am.
You think men do that too?
Absolutely.
I mean, you're a man, so
Absolutely. I mean,
Really?
men have. How many men do I know for a fact tried to turn a hoe into a housewife? Mm.
I always thought they just didn't know the hoe was a hoe.
I never knew that they really wanted her,
Yeah.
other than for the playground.
No, there's been a bunch of them like, man, you know, that was a long time
See,
ago.
we always thought that that's
She-
not the one that you take home. That's just the one
Yeah.
that you.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a nice and cute way to say it, but it's not. It's been a bunch of people that, you know, man, took somebody and was like, man, okay, I'm gonna make this one, you know.
So to this point, if you are fresh out of a relationship and you meet somebody, like you said, built for sin, body for sin, however you put that,
Mhm.
in your mind, are you like, okay, I'm not ready for a relationship, but I do want to play with this one. This is a nice looking toy. So you go into it just knowing it's about to be all fun and games. She goes into it thinking like, oh, he's cute, he's smart, he's intelligent, he's
relationship.
got his stuff together. Right.
Mhm.
You say, hey, I just broke up with my girl, you know, I'm just kind of winging it. And she's like, okay. You do not, at this point, and want to, by any means, be in a relationship with her.
Mhm.
And you're clear about it, and you say that.
Mhm.
Okay. A lot of guys say to me they didn't, in the same situation, that they don't want to be tempted by the pretty girl or tempted by the one who they could possibly fall in love with. So they get somebody who's not so pretty, or they get somebody who
I've
meets
heard that too.
half the list,
Right.
because
I've heard that too.
they have a placeholder for the ex. They're hoping like, okay, we can work this out. But if I get too involved with this bombshell and she's smart, she's everything, then I might be distracted from that goal
I'll say this.
because they aren't him.
I'll say this. Don't be playing around with nobody because you think that, you know, they're a downgrade to what you might feel is your upgrade. Because you can get stuck in those situations. And things that you couldn't control or things that you never saw coming.
Like a baby.
Like a pregnancy.
Right.
No, and hold on, wait a minute. She 58. You thought you was clear. You know, you thought like, oh my God, this is
Now you
beautiful.
about to have a geriatric kid.
Right.
Button.
Right. The baby come out and you know,
Read
he
newspapers
started off
and
as a
smoking
sophomore in
cigars.
high school,
Right.
first year. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
He goes straight to sophomore year in high school, baby. You know, he ain't even 9 months old.
Put a little coffee in that bottle.
Man, he's sitting there, you know, he taking naps. He gotta take his nap, because that little baby old.
I've seen some old babies.
Well, I was talking, I was at a birthday party and I was talking to an acquaintance who,
Who were some of the people that were there? Name their names.
will not, was sitting there talking to her, and she was in a similar situation as I am. And so she and I, both 50s, and found ourselves back in the dating world after several years of marriage. And she was talking about some of her girlfriends who were in the same situation. So she was asking me about my sex life.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her it's non-existent, and she said the same, but she said, good for us, because she has 2 friends who popped off and, you know, not healed, were like, you know what, you know, I don't, you know, was subscribing to the use it or lose it. I don't want to lose my, you know, my oomph.
Mm-hmm.
So they got out there and were sleeping with guys. One of them has herpes now, and the other one contracted something else that was curable.
I mean,
Well,
this,
they're playing really, really dangerous.
So they are.
games.
So it's, I mean, it's
Well-
one thing to be dating a whole lot of people, but just sleeping. And I don't,
But you-
let me not say that
You
because
get
I don't
herpes from
really
kissing.
know. I don't really know if they were sleeping with
You get
with a
herpes
lot
from
of people.
kissing.
Well, that's true, but you can get vaginal herpes from kissing.
That's
Oh,
what she-
I know all of that now.
Yeah, you didn't name the type, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
assumed that.
Yeah, no, she has vaginal. She has
Oh,
vaginal herpes.
Genital herpes, I
Genital.
think.
Thank
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Because
Genital.
that person doesn't have a vagina.
Well, no, she had. I don't. Yeah, it's true. So she has genital
I
herpes,
told.
not.
I
Yeah.
mean, you know what? You're right. What am I saying? I don't know what the
These
person
days, you
right.
don't know who has what.
I don't know.
So,
It's not my business.
Start out
Right.
that way. Did
Yeah.
you grow to this? How did we find
Did you
ourselves here?
purchase your vagina?
Right.
Not our business.
But yeah, and then, yeah. So she has genital herpes. Thank you, because that is the correct term. And I felt badly. I didn't even know this woman. I didn't ask for a name because I really didn't even want to know, and who asked for names and stuff like that. But
The
I
name
fe-
of the person.
the person, yeah. So it was a woman telling me about her friend.
Oh,
So it was a
okay.
third party.
All right.
She
Yeah.
got unbeknownst to Kim. She didn't
So
know
we were
if
just
the
sitting
women
at the
was
bar
first.
talking, and she was telling me, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like, so did she? So I guess the whole testing thing was out
The
the
window,
water. Yeah,
right.
she was just like, yeah, she hooked up with a guy, and she was like, yeah, I really like him. He's the one, and he's the one. He just got divorced, and now she has herpes. And I you know, how you go through all these years, like she and I were talking. You go through all these years, you're clean, you clean bill of health, and then you're in your 50s because you're not healed, and you pop off, and you're like, oh, woo, no.
But where in that do you say, like, I'm just gonna be willy-nilly about it? I'm not gonna take any precautions. I'm not gonna be.
Well, you know,
But you've been away from the game a long time.
But
so
the game
some of those,
still existed, and diseases
Certainly
were
you
back then.
certainly
too,
you have
so-
certainly you have latent skills. But within that, you ain't really been in it. You ain't had to. You know, you was with your mate, and hopefully you and your mate were freestyling it.
I was
Hopefully.
I was on my way over here
Mhm.
when I was getting dressed for conversations. I was listening to, you know, sucked into this, you know, social media because some of this stuff is really informative, interesting, and so this woman was just giving dating advice. Now she was way younger than me. She looked like she was in her late 30s, and she was talking about date them all. You should have, shame on you if you only have one man in your roster. Make sure you have at least 3 ladies. Have 3 men in your roster. And so I was looking, so I went straight to the comments, first class. I was like, what are people gonna say? And people were saying, yeah, don't sleep with them all, just, you know, maybe 1 or 2.
If it's
But
1 or 2, then go ahead.
Yeah,
Maybe 3.
yeah. So, but definitely, and people were just like, yeah, no, you can't be fucking all of them, but just maybe 1 or 2, but definitely you should have 3 people in your roster. And I can see how that would allow for you not to feel attached to one person. Because if one person, if Joe Blow messes up, you know what? Fine, I got 2 more on the side. Cool. But that's, so to your point, so you were asking, like, how did she get sucked into this? Like the woman who had herpes, or, you know, the ladies who got the STDs. It's because they're new to this dating thing, and if you listen to what's out there as far as like dating advice, some people just are like, okay, well, let me go over here. I don't know, because if you haven't been dating since your 20s, other than
It's
your
different.
husband, yeah,
See, my mind
it's
doesn't work that way. I'm thinking that if I were her, if the person that, see, I don't know who was the one who suggested let's have sex without any protection. I don't really know you, but let's do this anyway. I don't know if it was her. I don't know if it was him, but I know that it doesn't make sense. But to me, let's say it was him, if I were her, I would be thinking, you don't even know me like that, and you want to have sex with me, no protection. That means you're doing this with everybody.
Just talking to
me,
a friend yesterday, and
That
she
would
had
be
sex
red
with someone,
flag.
and
Red
she
flag.
took the condom off.
She took it off.
She took it off like while they were in, you know, midstream.
And he let her take it off? He was okay with her taking it off? See, that's...
Yeah, so, you know,
But I mean, you bring up a good point about, because I mean, this show is about people over 50, and so basically, a person that just kind of slid through life and thought that they got away scot free. Now all of a sudden,
They're called.
ugh,
Yeah, right?
that's a lot. That's a heck of a whole lot
Now
to
you're
deal
trying
with.
to navigate menopause and herpes? The hell?
Well, I heard that there have been significant breakthroughs, and it's
It's
not.
like the
Pun intended.
But it's to be in
I
that.
didn't get it until now. Oh, it was a good one.
So cute. Sit there and be
I was
pretty.
like, what is she going ba-dum-bum-bum? And then got it, right? It was a good one.
But within that, to find yourself, someone of our age, to find themselves in that situation, that's got to be tough. Because I mean, in a lot of ways, you think that you got away with stuff. It would be, it's like I haven't had to think about this since my prom days, or something like that since college. And then all of a sudden, it's like, I don't think you have to think about it. You're gonna have to do something about it because it's not gonna lay dormant. You got to do something. You got to be better. You got to be stronger.
What kind of friends do you have, though? If you're recently divorced and you're just getting back out into the dating world, what kind of friends do you have that's not saying, hey, it's a different world out there? You know what I
Most
mean?
people are saying that because I think when people congregate and I don't know about guys, because I don't know if you guys do that, but when women are together,
That's what I'm saying. His comment was like, yes, you have latent skills, but you've been so out of the game, you just don't know. I'm like, well, who are you talking to, though?
Men, let me say this: the men that I know, we're not really having those conversations. And I'm not going to say not at all, but they're not as they may be with women. We're not really talking like that now. We're going to talk about if we meet a superstar, somebody that's just crazy with it, but we're not really discussing it like that. We just like I do okay. I'm all right. I'm good.
I do okay.
I do okay.
No, you guys aren't naming names.
I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna say that all men do or don't, but it happens in some cases, and in some cases it doesn't.
Like, women, at least the women I know, like if we know somebody is out there, we've heard that, there's a poof of smoke following him around.
A poof of smoke. Oh my gosh.
We're telling.
Like Charlie Brown's friend, Pigpen. Yeah.
Exactly. We're telling.
I mean, guys are
Each other. Like, be careful. I heard this.
well, guys are like, man, she get
blister.
around.
He is a walking blister.
Guys will be like, yeah, she get around,
Mm-hmm.
or try this with her, she loves it. But
Jeez.
I mean, by and large, is a guy just gonna really scream on a girl? Probably not.
Even if she she tested positive for.
Even if she was out here burning people, how about that? Because that's what it
Y'all
is.
heard about HIPAA, right?
HIPAA doesn't apply to here.
No.
No, it does not.
You
That's
can't-
a
I mean,
patient confidentiality.
That is work,
agreement.
patient,
I'm not gonna
human
say.
resources.
I'm not gonna say that people don't scream on people in that situation, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen as much as you think.
Okay.
And people that are also in the community, somebody else that also has herpes, they're not gonna out somebody else.
That's true, because then it's like, oh, well, how would you? Oh, so you probably
No.
burning too. That's what I would be thinking.
I wouldn't. I mean, if
People
somebody
know
told me,
people know stuff because
No, but he's saying like if men are talking and he's like, yeah, this chick I'm messing around with, Susan has her.
or you could, I mean, it could be like,
I heard
my boy
yeah,
said,
she burned up my boy.
right.
Yeah, so
That's simple.
but I mean, but by and large, men are not gonna scream.
They're not gonna do
gonna
it.
scream on women like that. Mm-mm.
Misery loves company. So you just, I see you
Well,
at the
women
doctor's
are.
office. Right.
Women are squealing like stuck pigs.
Yeah.
Do you hear me? And
Yes.
singing like birds. If a pig pen is in the midst,
Mhm.
then if it's a group of women, the conversation will be, yeah, like so and so is pretty nasty.
Well, I'm not gonna say that men don't do it because you hear certain things.
Yeah.
Like I remember hearing about somebody, you know, very early on in the herpes world, and then can I say their name? No, I'm just kidding.
No, you
But
not. HIPAA,
but
right.
but I remember, you know, hearing it later and being like, man, you know, I kind of already knew.
Mm,
So
really?
yeah,
Okay.
Like you had heard it before.
I had definitely heard it before.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
I can remember, you know, hearing it multiple times, and this is not even the same situation, but I can remember hearing it, you know, back in the day. Then you heard it, you know, again later on, and then you heard it, you know, like very recently.
Hmm.
But if you know, unless it was just my boy, if he told me he was going out, I'd be like, be careful. I'm not really.
It's all, and because you're doing it to protect him, right?
Right.
I would be like, be careful, but I wouldn't be like, man, dude, you know, man, I heard she got the HIV.
See, really?
You wouldn't say be smart, but I guess that's be careful. But I mean, like, dude, you my boy. I just
Now,
heard
listen.
you should be careful.
If my girl was going out with somebody that I thought had the HIV,
Mm-hmm.
HIV,
I know.
okay,
I can spell.
I would definitely say something. I would say something. Now, if it was like a dating situation, now I do have some people that I work with that I have told me that they were positive.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think anything of it. Okay. But if that person was like, hey, I want to date so-and-so, I'm going to say something to this person, like, so-and-so is interested, but I have to tell you.
You'd have to be pretty close to me, and I mean, I have a large circle, so I'm not out here outing everybody. That's not my job. That's not my story.
If you fixed me up with somebody that was positive, I would be pissed off.
If I knew that somebody was positive, I probably wouldn't fix you up with it.
Okay.
But if I found out that
probably would it?
Yeah.
Like it's a possibility
Yeah, right.
that he would,
Yes, yeah.
right?
but I mean, if I found out that you were dating someone that I suspected of being, I wouldn't out that person. I would just be like,
Suspected is one thing,
yeah.
but to know that they're positive, I mean, we're
I mean,
like
I ain't
way
seen
off
the test.
topic.
I don't know. I suspect.
I could understand you saying that if she was already dating someone and you didn't know it, and then maybe you wouldn't out because you would probably assume that she knew. But if she was just meeting someone that you knew had this issue, it seems like you would be like, "Hey, little sis, let me
Right.
holler at you real quick."
Right.
Be careful.
Right.
Be careful.
So we already know. If he says be careful, we already know that.
To be careful.
We already know what it means.
But
You're not saying be careful, tie your shoe. You saying be careful
Yeah.
with this person
Mhm.
moving forward.
Mhm.
All right.
but I think
Way
that,
off topic.
Yeah. Back to the healing.
But you know, to my original point, I don't know that there's a you know, and I think that you all brought it out too. I don't know if there's a clear and defined I'm healed. You know, I pronounce myself healed,
Right.
and so within that, I think it can vary as to when you know you feel healed, when you feel you should date or get back into it,
Mhm.
and it's going to be situational. Sometimes you know you're like, man, that was a very bad thing.
Yeah.
It's time for me to do something different.
Let me tell you how I operate. This is why I don't spin the block. I was talking to someone that I dated before.
And their name sounds like.
Hush. And he was proposing
Mm-hmm.
that we spin the block.
Mm-hmm.
And how I am, when I have moved on, like I told you about evolving, I'm a whole different person. So you're not even my type anymore, because you may be the same person, but what I tolerated and who I was, the person that was within me the person that I was that allowed XYZ or that put up with this. I'm not even that person anymore because I have, by the time I've done the work and healed, and I can't go back to that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes perfect
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
I don't know, for myself, if, I mean, like, everybody, I believe, evolves. You should evolve.
Hopefully.
And I believe that experiences in life, you know, changes nuances about you. Do I feel like those changes make me a completely different person? No, I wouldn't say I'm a different person. I would just say I'm more evolved. I would say I'm smarter. I'm wiser. Maybe I'm better. Maybe I'm not better. I don't know. Depends on who's looking at it, you know, because somebody on the receiving end of this may say, wait, you know, you're less patient. Or maybe I'm just less tolerant of
Maybe you
bullshit.
have boundaries.
Right,
So
that's
yeah,
what I
I
said.
think you're better.
So,
I would
you know,
think you're better.
It just depends on, you know, how they want to look at it. But I feel like I'm the same person. My morals, my values, I'm the same person. And I'm probably still attracted to the person, you know, who looks like you, who checks all the same boxes as you. I'm just not interested in that person personally if they cut me. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't. But yeah, I'm the same person. Just seasoned.
I think that.
So you're not the same person. You have evolved. You have changed. You have grown. You have
I think
gotten wiser. Because with age doesn't always come wisdom.
Am I understanding you to say that, you know, at your core you're the same person?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Which I said that my core values, my morals,
Okay.
they're the same. So I wouldn't wake up and then you'd be like, oh my God, you're so different. What happened to you today? Like you just, right, you're a different person. No, I'm going to be the same person to you. Are there differences about me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the nuances? Yes, because I've experienced some things.
Time has passed.
Yeah.
I'm excited about our in-person coming up.
Me too. February 28th, 3 p.m. What's the address? Movie phone?
4507 South Indiana.
4507 South Indiana.
4507 South Indiana. Don't hate, I see you.
It did kind of sound like one of the old Negro spirituals.
You know, I didn't know what was coming next. If she was about to get up and make it rain.
Well, we're going to pick some cotton around
I don't
here.
know.
Oh my God. 4507 South Indiana. So
dare sing
you guys put it in your calendars. February 28th. Conversations Overheard in person is back.
That's right.
And this is a new venue for us, and it's definitely we're gonna have DJ Clay there. We got some bomb topics. I mean, ooh.
And some tasty bites.
And we're gonna have some tasty bites. This is gonna be a real
And
good time.
And you.
Yeah, y'all gonna get a chance to get out there and say some stuff. This is your show. Say some stuff.
So join us. The tickets will the link is already on social media.
Yeah,
so I haven't posted it yet, but I'm going to post it tonight. Gary has already posted it on his page.
And it'll be on my page tonight as well.
And it's also on the Conversations Overheard Facebook page.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
So
Yes,
we cannot wait to see you guys.
I know, I'm so excited. I haven't seen you guys in so long, so we're very excited about this.
Yeah. And I think next week we'll probably tell them what the topics are. What do you think?
or not.
You know, this is so odd because you always want to tell, and now you don't want to tell.
Nope. Just come and join us. February 28th, 3 p.m.
I will explain my methodology off camera, and I think that you may or may not see it my way.
I'm open. I just want to see you guys there. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, sweetheart.
Well, it's time to
No. Go back to the Negro spiritual.
No.
You guys are hush up. Okay, so wait.
One, and then
Left hand corner back there.
Wait. Okay, I'm not doing anything after that.
You can pass.